Cave Story was brought to life back in 2004 by Pixel for Windows PC. Worked on for over 5 years, this 2D platform game is often looked at as one of the first indie games that we know and love. Years later, independent devs Nicalis worked with Pixel to port Cave Story to Nintendo Wii's WiiWare and Nintendo DSiWare catalogs. Upgraded for Steam in 2011, Cave Story Plus continued to draw in fans and turn heads. In 2012, it was ported to the 3DS and even had a remake of the original title for the Nintendo 3DS developed by Nicalis and published by NIS America. This game was known as Cave Story 3D. Fast forward to 2017 and Cave Story was brought to the Nintendo Switch as part of the wonderful selection of Nindies. Over its lifespan, Cave Story has been loved by many and received widespread critical acclaim, and for good reason. It's a great game. Today on Character Potential, we'll be doing some research on Quote. Quote is a robot soldier on a mission to save the world from darkness. He has access to all kinds of weapons and tools, making him a fighter that can fit different playstyles with relative ease. Let's take a look at his ability page to get an idea of what Quote can do. As usual, these are based on a scale of 1 to 9 in reference to the max Smash AI. Power. This is a rating of how much base damage the character will do compared to other fighters. Quote uses a lot of weapons ranging from weak to pretty powerful. He isn't a powerhouse, but definitely don't underestimate him. Quote would be a 5 out of 9. Speed. This stat defines how fast a character moves. This includes walking and running animation, swimming if it returns, edge and dodge rolls, etc. Quote is pretty quick, with access to boosters, making him very nimble with great mobility. Because of this, Quote would be a 7 out of 9. Technique. Technique is a rating of how much of a learning curve the moveset would be. Quote, with all his utility and weapons, he would be an extremely technical character, making him difficult to master. Quote would be a 9 out of 9. Jump. This stat defines how high he jumps, how many jumps he gets, or how good the recovery is. Quote has access to a booster, giving him a boost jump that functions similar to Yoshi's flutter jump. His jumps are great and recovery is average. He would be a 6 out of 9. Weight. This stat defines how light or heavy a character is. This also has a factor in how floaty he is and how easy it is to smash him off the stage. Quote is pretty small, but he is a robot, so I believe he would have a Mega Man-like weight. Quote would be a 7 out of 9. For the neutral B special, Quote would use the spur. Tap the button to fire a standard shot. If you hold the button, Quote will begin to charge up. Depending on how long you charge determines what will fire. The final charge shoots a laser beam which does massive damage. Think of Roy's charge B special. For the forward B, Quote would use the level 3 blade which fires the Ghost of King, doing high damage and knockback traveling across the stage for a short distance. The up B special would be the level 3 machine gun. Quote shoots the machine gun downward, launching him into the air. The attack is powerful and can serve as a great recovery option, making it very useful. For the down B, Quote would use the fireball. This weapon shoots out fireballs that bounce around similar to Mario's fireball attack. They can bounce off walls, making them good for spacing on the battlefield. Regular attacks, Quote would function differently than normal characters. Similar to Mega Man, he would be able to move and shoot at the same time, and also shoot in 4 directions. Quote would use the Polar Star, similar to Mega Man's Lemons. They would do minor damage and knockback. The up A would be the Polar Star shooting upward. For the down A, Quote would do a crouching shot with the spur. For the forward A, Quote launches a missile forward that explodes on impact, doing average damage and knockback. This explosion can catch multiple opponents. The dash attack would be a lunging swing of the blade. The forward smash would be the snake. Quote charges up and shoots a flaming projectile that goes in an S-like snake pattern for a short distance, average damage and knockback. The up smash would be the missile launcher. Quote fires 3 missiles upward that explode after a short distance, making it good for anti-air. For the down smash, Quote would aim down and unleash a flurry of bubbles from the bubbling. The attack isn't powerful, but the knockback is high. For the final smash, Quote would use the Nemesis and unleash an arrangement of blasts that would KO anyone caught in its way. First stage, I would go with Mimiga Village. It's one of the first locations you visit in the game, and it stands out pretty well. I think it would make for an interesting stage similar to Palutena's Temple, having the ins and outs for multiple fighting locations. For Little Mac's Punch-Out stage, Quote's moniker would say, Mr. Traveler. Quote would have 3 taunts. 1. Quote would turn around and a question mark would appear overhead. 2. Quote shoots a duck out of the Nemesis. 3. Quote would put on the Mimiga mask for a short time, similar to Lucina. For a victory animation, Quote would aim his weapon at the screen and pose. For the victory theme, I would go with a rearranged version of the victory theme from Cave Story. Take a listen. And there you have it, guys. Another episode of Character Potential done. Cave Story is an interesting game. I've put a little bit of time into it. It hasn't been one that I've been able to just sink tons and tons of time, so I'm not completely familiar with the experience and the overall, the entire game. But from what I have played and what I have researched, I really like this game. I like what it has shown me so far. I like what it presents, and just overall, it is one of the original first big indie games that everybody that really got the wheel turning. That being said, do I think Quote will be in Smash? I think he will be he would be represented somehow. I don't know if it'll be through an assist trophy or he gets in through a trophy, but as far as being playable, I'm kind of leaning on the no side, because if we didn't get Shovel Knight as a playable character or Shantae, I'm not so sure Quote will make it either. But crazier things have happened, guys, so just keep your fingers crossed. If you have a request for character potential, just let me know. Just keep in mind I'm 20 something requests deep right now, so I'm trying to catch up. I've been having some personal things go on, so the videos have been taking a little bit longer than normal. So just bear with me. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know how you like it. I know I probably didn't do a terribly good job on this one, just because I'm not super familiar with the material, but I tried to do my best to represent the character in a way that I saw it kind of worked with the Smash layout. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate everyone who tunes in, and as always, this is your Pleb. This is Trev, and I will see you next time. Bye.